The octopus costume has taken me months. It's a lot of legs, David.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That podcast, where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credit, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
Jared. Bet you didn't think there was going to be an octopus costume.
Kind of threw me off there. So we're back with part 2 of our breakdown of the 2003 rom-com
hit. Let's say rom-com hit.
Yeah, I mean,
hit.
Rom-com hit. I mean, this is it. This is the big one, right? This is one that's on everyone's queue for the holidays. God knows why.
All you rom-commies out there, we know who you are.
So this is the final part of our holiday special. All right, so where did we leave off?
Great question, buddy. We were in France.
Yeah, southern Arizona / southern France, and then this is where we dropped off
at the basketball court.
The basketball, yeah. We dropped off the Portuguese maid at a basketball court, and then we cut to Bill Nighy, aka Billy Marks, our rock star, older rock star guy here, doing a Christmas video, sexy Christmas video. Actually, it cuts right to just a shot of close up of a chest of a woman, and then it pans out, and it's like, oh, pretty much Bill Nighy's character, his rock star character, doing a rip off of a Robert Palmer video. Which
who I said, who's that? And you pointed it out, and I looked it up, and here we are.
Yes, and this is what Robert
and
Palmer
I agree.
did. Yes. So, and then we go further out, and we see that Sam, the little kid there, is watching this video and gets an idea.
Yep. This is how he gets an idea.
Hey, ideas, they come from.
So he rolls up, Dad, I've got a plan. And Liam Neeson's like, okay, sure. So the little kid says, girls love musicians, don't they? Even the weird ones.
It's not wrong.
Liam Neeson, no, but also, like, what do you mean by even the weird one? Like, Liam Neeson goes off on a weird rant. Like, yeah, even Ringo married a Bond girl. I'm like, what the? Ringo's a good drummer. Like, I don't know, man. A lot of hate for Ringo. And so he decides he's going to be a musician. Liam Neeson's like, yeah, okay, great. And he goes, just one thing I need. Cut to drums.
Drums it is.
Then we get a montage of Christmas finally, right? Even though we're not even at Christmas yet, according to the countdown.
So we get random shots of London, Christmas time, fired up. And then we cut to the office holiday party. The office being where Alan Rickman, Laura Linney, and Mia, who is the secretary, all work.
Mia asks Alan Rickman to dance, which is weird.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Why is Andrew Lincoln here? Like I said, I don't understand. Does he work at the company?
Obviously, HR nightmare again. But hey, no, it's an HR nightmare. So boss dances the secretary.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you were going to
say. It's all a nightmare. And then Alan Rickman's like to his secretary Mia. He's like, "Oh, what about your boyfriend over there?" And we cut over to Rick / Mark /
Mark, yeah.
And he's there. And she's like, "Oh, that's not my boyfriend."
And then that's all we get. Like, oh, is she just saying that? Or like, is he actually not her boyfriend? Because why is he here then?
Obviously she brought him as like, anyways, which also makes his storyline even more confusing, right? Because it's like, well, at this point they're still playing up the, right? Are they still, no, we're done with that. We're done playing up the, he's gay storyline.
No,
right?
No, yeah. We're way past
it. Yeah, we're done. Okay. Not her boyfriend. Anyway, so then Emma Thompson, who's married to Alan Rickman's character. Do we know Alan Rickman's character? His name? I don't even know. It doesn't matter.
I do not.
It's part 2. This is where fucking nothing matters.
Severus Snape.
So Dame Emma Thompson spots the dance, and it's kind of like, all right, let's pump the brakes here. It's a little, and the secretary's definitely being a little aggressive. She's
being not a little aggressive. She's being very aggressive because they're dancing, and he says, like, what is like you look good tonight? And she goes, it's all for you. Everything's for you. Did they cut that in your cut?
I don't
think
so.
Very explicitly tells him, she's like, no, I dressed sexy for you.
And then here we are.
Yep. Back to the prime minister.
Yep.
Watching TV though, that we zoom in on, and it's Billy, our rock star.
Our rock star hero.
Lovable scamp. Yeah. And this is when he starts promising, when he's like, yep,
that's right.
If my song goes number 1, I will sing it stark naked on public television. And the people that are interviewing him are like, what? You can't do that. And he's like, nope, I'm going to do it.
And then he starts stripping down right there. And he's just like, whatever. And the other guy's interviewing was like, oh man, this is cheeky.
Billy, you're silly.
You're crazy. Yeah, it's all hilarious. That's good. That's good. That's good UK TV right there.
I was gonna say, is that just British TV?
I think it is. I think it's British TV. I think that's just good old fashioned.
Yeah, I guess we've been too American Puritan.
And then we cut back to the Office Holiday Party, and it is where we get Carl from Westworld there asking Laura Linney to dance.
Which as soon as he asked her to dance, the song ends. They dance for 1 second in the middle of the song. The DJ cuts it,
and it just jumped to like a slow song. Yeah, classic Nora Jones, "Turn Me On." So they jump to a slow song, and they're just dancing away, and they dance, and they dance.
He's like sniffing her,
and they dance,
which she's into. She's smiling. He's sniffing. She's smiling.
Sometimes you gotta sniff in there, you know. And
that's okay. This is when I figured out her name was Sarah.
Yeah, I definitely didn't figure that out. I was still like, I don't know who her name is. So dancing, as we know, leads to sniffing. Sniffing leads to car ride.
Yup.
Car ride
leads to
driving. Driving leads to back to Laura Linney's flat.
Okay, yep.
Which leads to front door apartment awkwardness.
Yep. Kisses on the cheek, which leads to her saying, or him saying, I don't have to go.
Which leads to bigger kiss.
Yeah.
Which then leads to, hey, shot from trailer, her being excited. Which then leads to her going upstairs and being like, hey, come on upstairs in 10 seconds.
Which I'm really confused about the layout of her. Yeah, is this a house or a flat? Because
it's a flat.
Okay. She's got a loft bedroom. What's on the first floor? Like it's
I think kitchen living room. I think it's kitchen. Yeah. It's like a kitchen living room, and then you go up the stairs and you get just the bedroom. Loft. It's kind of cool. I don't know. It's a loft flat.
Seems very expensive.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what she makes.
And this is like halfway through the movie, unfortunately.
So she cleans up her very messy bedroom and says like, hey, come on up in 10 seconds.
Way more than 10 seconds that he gives her, by the way, obviously.
Her apartment's a fucking mess, by the way, which...
Yes, I get. I know you're a clean boy.
I'm a clean guy. Like, everything's organized. Everything's got a place.
Sometimes things get a little messy, pal. It's life, you know?
You know, I guess I can't judge, but put shit away. Put it away.
Sometimes there's no way, you know?
This is where, like, our storylines kind of change a little bit here, because I had to watch the TV version. Diverge. Yes. That's the word I was looking for. In my version, Carl comes up. They immediately start getting to make out time. Carl's shirts come off. There's no nudity because TV, and they're making out, and they're on the bed, and they're making out, and then the phone rings, and then this is when we get finally a little backstory of Laura Linney's kind of character and like why she's always checking the phone, answering the phone.
Right,
is because she has some brother has some issues.
Right, mental health issues, and something like her phone call. She's like taking a phone call about something about the Pope and Bon Jovi. Like it's a weird phone call. Like this is the first time that we hear the actual content of a phone call. Yeah. Compared to earlier when it was like, oh, hey, darling, whatever. She still answers, hey, darling, which is weird. And I don't care for that. But yeah, this is when she explains, oh, it's my brother. He's not well. He calls a lot. Yeah. We don't have any parents.
So she does a phone call, right? And then they go back to making out, right? And then the phone rings again. And then she's like, she answers and he's like, oh, whatever. But the problem with this whole situation was like, why is it such a big deal? Like, hey, man, like, why don't you guys just arrange to have another date another time? Like, why are you being so down?
And he says that kind of, but then they immediately he's like,
he totally backpedals on it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's super backpedal. So the in-between scene that you missed between the first phone call and the second one is like, that's where we get a little bit of nudity. Some, they're like getting real close to having a sex scene here. Then the phone starts ringing while that's going on. And he goes, don't answer it. Did that happen in yours too? When he said don't answer it,
he definitely says don't. He says don't answer, but they're still kind of like.
And then she answers it, and then like I don't know. It sounds like her brother's threatening to hurt himself or something. She's begging him like, please don't. It'll be fine. I'll go over there right now. It's okay. And that's when he's like, meow, unbelievable. And like you said, it would be reasonable to be like, hey, totally understand. You got a family thing. Like, let's meet up again sometime. This is fun.
Yeah, can I help you? Like, can I give you a ride? Like, everything good? Do you need any help with anything? Everything okay? Like, hey, we can figure this out another time. We can grab dinner.
Instead, he's like, ugh, your brother, seriously?
Basically blaming it on the mental health guy for them not getting laid.
And this is like the peak of Laura Linney's happiness also. Like, it doesn't get better for her than this. I think they like try to make it like, oh, you know what? She's just accepted her awful life of celibacy without any kind of meaningful relationship with other people because she's okay with taking care of her brother forever. It's like, What? Oh, so you're saying she's not allowed to like also have a life, and it's awful. This is the end of their romance, essentially. Like it's not.
Yeah, pretty much is, right? Yeah, like that kills it. And then we cut back to Emma and Alan.
Did you catch this? Emma Thompson's like, I felt so fat at the party. I'm
like, yes. And I was like, wait, didn't we have a fast fact about how she had to wear a fat suit? And I was like, wait, what?
Quit picking on fat people. Because Alan Rickman's like, oh, no, darling, you're beautiful. And you're like, oh, fat people can be beautiful too. Alan Rickman.
Yeah. But yeah, that was, I thought that was weird. And then this is where we get kind of like the scene from the trailer as well, where she's like, oh, I saw you dancing with your secretary.
She's pretty.
Huh.
Oh, is she?
Oh.
Classic line.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know.
Huh. I had no idea.
Like, really? Really? Jesus Christ.
Pretty, you say?
Pretty, you say?
Do you mean attractive or like, oh, she's pretty good at dancing?
She's like, she's a pretty nice person.
She just goes, be careful.
Mm-hmm. Or I'm watching you.
Yeah, still a weird thing to say. Like she should have been, I don't know, not to blame the victim here, but like, I don't like, it's a weird exchange. Like, why call him out if you're not going to do something about it, you know?
All right, so then we cut to...
We're at the hospital with the brother.
Well, hold on now.
Well, I guess you're right. Then there's the quick Mia scene, right?
Which is like, I only call this out because it's, and I wonder if it's different for you, but like, I only call this out because there's only a couple shots of Mia, and there's two that are like just gratuitous. Like this one, this one's just basically her just getting undressed, and she's in her like, you know, just in her underwear, and that's it. And it's like, oh, okay,
yep. Nope, it was the same for me. And that's like, why is her apartment like that? Like her apartment looks like it's a strip club or something. It's kind of weird.
Or like a weird like noir Sin City like
it's out of place.
So out of place.
Yeah, and then she gets undressed, and then it cuts to the next scene. No, it's the same for both of us, apparently.
Basically, what it comes down to is Richard Curtis has no problem with doing the male camera gaze, which he did. Yeah. He does with Colin Firth's love interest Aurelia. Yeah. He does with Mia like twice. This happens again
several times. Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah. Okay. And Emma Thompson's fat, apparently. Yeah. In Richard Curtis's world.
All right, and then we cut to the hospital. This is when we get to the hospital, and this is where Laura Linney shows up to a hospital. We meet her brother.
Right,
they don't look like they're related at all.
And he's like, oh, the nurses are trying to kill me. She's like, don't say that.
And I was like, at first I was like, I'm pretty sure they probably are, bud.
They probably are. Yeah.
Stick with your gut feeling.
And then he goes to take a swing at it.
Yeah, like a backhand, like out of nowhere, just like, and she's just like,
yeah, she's quick.
Spider-Man grabs it one hand, like, no.
Yeah,
pump the
Laura
brakes,
Linney's
bro.
badass. And then like the orderly comes over and he's like, hey, stop it.
Hey, is everything okay? And then Laura Linney basically talks her brother down and be like, hey, that's not cool. And he recognizes
it's okay, darling. It's really my beloved. Weird. It's okay.
But yeah, so she kind of talks him down and like he recognizes that what he's doing is not kosher. But he's,
it's okay, darling.
I don't know. It's a weird storyline to throw in here.
Yes. It could have been deleted like Martin Freeman, who we haven't seen in a while.
Right.
So anyway, then we're back in bed with Emma Thompson, right? This is like a 1 second scene where she just stares off into the dark.
Yeah.
Emotional development.
I thought there was like something like cut out of this, but nope, that's it.
Nope. Richard Curtis is like, I've seen a Kenneth Branagh movie before, and I know how much that would drive Emma Thompson nuts, and I know that I have her just staring off into the distance.
Oh my God. Fucking garbage. So stupid. Mm-hmm. And we're back at the office.
Yep. Where Alan Rickman says he's going Christmas shopping. And Mia has the balls to say, are you gonna get me something? Like I don't ask people I know that. Even if it's not my boss. Like that's a weird thing to ask. I know that it's like
you should ask Eric though.
You gonna get me something? And Alan Rickman's like, I don't know. He's like, am I supposed to? Yeah. And she's like, yeah, okay. And then he walks away. And then he's like walking down the street and calls her. And then asks her, well, are you getting me something? And she's like, well, you can have anything you want. I don't have to get you anything. Like I am everything for you.
Whoop, I gotta go. Honey's here.
Well, no, not even. He's like, okay, well, what do you want? You need like a new stapler or remember, like, what a stupid line. You need like staples or notepad or something. And she's like, no, nothing like that. something I want, something pretty.
Oh my God.
And then he's like, oh, gotta go. Wife's here.
It's only getting worse.
Yeah.
And then Emma Thompson shows up and then they go shopping.
Yeah. At the mall or wherever it is. Yeah.
Alan Rickman breaks away and he goes to a jewelry counter, right? And this is where we meet your favorite actor, your buddy.
I hate Rowan Atkinson. What are you talking about? He's a garbage person. He's funny, but
Alan Rickman's like, he's looking to buy a necklace clearly for his affair here. And he's like trying to be all quiet about it.
Also, he puts zero thought into it. He walks over to the jewelry counter and he goes, how about that one? How much is that one? And Mr. Bean's like 270 pounds. That's like $500. That's not an insignificant amount of money.
And then we get classic Mr. Bean.
Oh, don't worry. I'll wrap it up quick. Alan Rickman's like, please hurry.
And he's just taking his time. He's got the cinnamon stick. He's got the flowers, the bag. I don't need the bag. Oh, we got to put it in the box. You want a gift wrap? He's like, I don't want the box.
Scooping some candy into the bag and like picking out little flowers of lavender and like grinding them up between his fingers. And like Alan Rickman's like, what are you going to do? Dip it in yogurt
or chocolate?
Okay. Mr. Bean's like, no, other stuff.
And then plans are thwarted though, because then Emma kind of comes through and he backs off and he's just like, oh, no.
He stuffs it in his pocket. He's like, oh yeah.
Oh, he does grab it. Okay. He does grab it. I thought so. Okay. I was so confused because I didn't catch that. And I was like, did he go back and buy it? So he does grab it. No. Okay.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, well, like at the jewelry counter, my expectations aren't high after 13 years. And I was like, that's also depressing.
Yeah, it's super
depressing. Have a little self-respect.
Yeah, their whole storyline is very depressing. It only gets worse. But yeah, now that makes sense. And it also makes sense, like make you think that like, oh, he's, anyways, it doesn't matter. Okay, we're moving on.
This is when we get 1 week to Christmas. This is the title card. I think you might have missed, right?
Oh, I didn't get a 1 week. Yeah, I didn't get a 1 week Christmas. I just got like, now I jumped to kind of like I went to like kind of like a montage thing here ish. It was like, it was again one of these
Christmas, like Colin pops up.
Yes. So this is him popping up, talking to his buddy. And he's like, hey, I'm going to America, basically.
He's like, I need a place to stay tonight. I'm renting my apartment so that I can afford my tickets to America. And his buddy's like, dude, come on. You can't be serious. And so he like just busts into his friend's house. Then we cut back to Martin Freeman. We see Martin Freeman again, finally.
Who we haven't seen in a long time, and I didn't get this, obviously.
Of course, yeah. So they're filming a blowjob scene.
That's probably why I didn't get it.
Yeah. So Martin Freeman is naked, and his love interest here, soon to be love interest, is also naked. She's on her knees on the floor, like just like moving her head back and forth. Because
Jesus
they're like,
Christ.
And like they're just like having a conversation about whatever. Like, and that's when he finally gets the balls to ask her out.
No like, pun intended.
Hey. He's like, I know this is kind of like an uncomfortable situation, but like, would it be weird if we went out on a date sometime? And she was like, no, not at all. That sounds really nice.
Oh my God.
Consummate professionals.
And then we cut back to Sam still practicing the drums. Liam Neeson is killing him, but whatever, he's going with it, right?
Yeah. Ringo rules.
Right.
Is the sign on the kid's door.
Right. And then we cut to Emma and Alan's home. They're just doing home stuff. And then this is when she finds the necklace in like his jacket pocket, right?
In his jacket pocket.
And she's like all fired up thinking like, oh, this is going to be, I'm going to get this for Christmas. And like,
I do have high expectations after 13 years.
And then we cut to a classroom of people learning Portuguese. And we find that Jamie, the author there, is learning Portuguese.
For a second there, we get like reaffirmation that, oh, maybe the necklace is for his wife, because she, Emma Thompson, goes over to the tree, picks up the package on the underneath the tree, and says,
she's doing some classic gift buying.
It's perfect necklace size, and the card on top says, sorry for being such a grump, like I love you. Whatever.
Yeah, what a great setup.
She's smitten. She's super stoked.
And then we cut to Colin saying goodbye to his buddy and heads to Milwaukee.
Yeah, drops him off at the airport and is like, well, see you later.
And then we cut to we're
the Colin montage scene. Yeah, this is one of my favorite scenes in the movie, because
it is kind of fun. So he shows up in America in Milwaukee, and he gets in a cab, and he's like, and then we get Santana playing with Rob Thomas, by the way, that song.
Yep.
And he's like, gets in a cab, and he's like, take me to bar.
Take me to a bar.
He's like, where? Which one? He's like, any average American bar.
Yeah. Yes. And then I love this part. So he walks into the bar and he goes, I'd like a Budweiser, please. The king of beers.
Yeah. You're in Milwaukee, dude. Wrong place.
Yeah, and the bartender's like, okay, whatever, sure. And then there's a beautiful woman next to him at the bar and says, hey, are you from England? I'm Stacy. Yeah. And he's like, what? It's happening. And he's like, oh, let me introduce you to my friend Jamie over at the jukebox here. So then Jamie comes over and Jamie's like, Stacy's crazy about English guys. Yeah.
It's quickly snowballing into, his plan.
And then another woman shows up and she's like, step aside, ladies. This one's on me. Then it just cuts to like the scene of the group of them all sitting around a table being like,
well, you caught who the third one who comes into the bar. You caught the cameo there, right?
No.
It's Alicia Cuthbert.
If you say so. I don't know, man. How am I supposed to know who people are?
Girl Next Door? All right.
Yeah, no, I've seen that movie. I know her from He Was a Quiet Man. Have you never seen He's a Quiet Man, dude? Oh, it's so good. Christian Slater is the main guy. It's got William H. Macy, Alicia Cuthbert's like the love interest. One of my favorite movies.
Okay.
Highly recommend.
So Colin's sitting at the bar, the table with the three girls, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we love English guys, whatever.
Say bottle.
Bottle.
Say straw.
They're like, hey, you can stay at our place, blah, blah, blah. And
it was like, I don't know where I'm staying. I figured I would just check into some motel like the movies. And they're like, that's so cute. And like, you should just come stay at our place. Only one problem. We're pretty poor and we only have one bed and no couch. So you're going to have to share with us.
We're so poor. We have no pajamas.
We're so poor. We can't afford pajamas. So we're going to be naked. And Colin's like, okay.
Praise the Lord.
But apparently he has not met Harriet yet. And apparently Harriet is the sexy one.
Yeah. She's hotter than all three of them. So
is what we're told.
So we hear. And then we get we get a silhouette shot of them get all naked in Milwaukee, and then that's it.
Right. Harriet's a Christian, I guess.
I think that's pretty much the end of his storyline, right? He's done. Does he come back?
He comes back at the end. Yeah.
It is. Okay.
At some point, if we thought Colin was going to get some kind of comeuppance or learn a lesson about no. He's instead all his dreams come true.
Yeah.
It's the best day of his life.
Yeah, it's wishful thinking.
We got like you probably didn't get you didn't get the naked silhouettes then.
Well, I mean, I got the silhouettes, but
okay, that's how the scene ends.
Yeah,
okay.
That was it. Yeah, and then we bounce back to Emma and Alan Rickman's flat there, and it's just like, oh boy, now we go from
to open a present,
having a good time in Milwaukee to having a very depressing time in the Rickman home here.
Everyone open a present. It's Christmas Eve or whatever.
Yikes!
Pick one carefully, and she's like, eeny meeny, this one. But it is a Joni Mitchell CD, and she is down in the dumps. I love Joni. He's like, yeah, you love Joni Mitchell, right?
And then we cut to Mia back in her flat, and she's just in her underwear putting on the necklace that he bought.
Wouldn't it be funny if like the necklace was another box under the tree? That would have been a better movie.
Right?
No, like it's just a misunderstanding. You did get the necklace.
So then we cut back to Emma and Alan's flat there, home, in super depressing marriage moment. Shots of the family photos, and everything's falling apart, basically.
Yeah. It's like the bleakest scene in the movie.
Yeah, this is
favorite emotional scene in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, Emma Thompson, she nails it here.
Well, she's a great actress.
Yeah, she is a great actress. Which in real life, right? Don't we have an in real life moment here?
Yes, that was one of Thais's fast facts that she gave us for right now. Is apparently in order to get in the moment, she thought about
channel that emotion.
She thought about her own husband, Kenneth Branagh,
at the time.
Cheating on her in real life because that's what happened. Terrible.
Yeah, absolutely terrible.
Poor Emma Thompson. Emma Thompson's an American treasure.
British, American,
an American treasure.
British, yeah.
Well, we treasure her more, I think.
I agree.
You don't deserve her over there across the pond.
Yeah, she's not just some dame. She's Emma Thompson to us.
She's Emma Thompson to us.
She's a lady to us.
Way better than Helena Bonham Carter.
Amen.
Who apparently the affair was with.
Yikes. But anyway. Hey, on the positive side for the kids, 2 Christmases in your future.
Well, I don't know. I think that would be a positive, except she's like a stay together for the kids kind of person. So it seems she just gives up. She just carries on with her life.
Yeah, that's so much. That's even more saddening.
That's why it's worse, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what ends up happening at the end? I thought it was just.
Yes.
So
well, I mean, and it's like kind of what we can debate about it at the end, but in this scene for sure, she just like goes back out and is like, "Hey, everyone!" Like,
well, I thought she just recognized it's the holidays, and she like, all right, she's going through this, and then she realizes holidays. She has to power up for her family and just get through the, like.
I mean, she confronts him on actual Christmas, so I don't know how much of that is going on.
It's true.
We'll get to it.
And now we cut back to Liam Neeson and Sam here, and this is the super awkward stepdad son moment, right?
Yes.
Sam is basically giving away the ending, saying that people only get together at the very end, and then the son asks dad, like, "By the way, I feel bad. I've never asked you about your love life. How your love life is going."
I'm so focused on myself, like says the son 4 weeks after his mom died.
And then Liam, this is so weird.
And Liam Neeson goes, yeah, well, like I banged your mother all over this house, like every room, including yours, buddy. Wait, there's not even that much lead up to that, though.
Wait, hold on. That's a mashup.
You're going to do the lead up.
Hold on, that's a mashup of thoughts, though, because so dad starts talking about, like, he says, like, how's your love life? And he's like, blah, blah. And he starts talking about meeting Claudia Schiffer.
Yeah.
This is when, because this is important, because, like, at the very end of the movie, Claudia Schiffer shows up, whatever.
Yeah.
And then being like, well, if I met her, then I'd be having sex with her in every room, including yours. Because
I thought he was your mother had sex with his mom in her. Because
it doesn't matter either way. A new lady or the mom, that's still a weird thing to say to the kid.
Yes.
And calling him a motherless mongrel, which I thought was
also ruthless. It's a pretty messed up scene. Cut to the radio station.
In his big party.
He's got to number 1.
Yeah, Billy Mack nailed it. Party 1. He's got his song hit number 1, beating the Blue Boy Band.
This is when he's like, I was thinking about what I could do tonight. I could have just gotten drunk with my fat manager. Isn't the actual line.
Hey,
I could have just gotten drunk with my fat manager. Talking about you. Yeah. So in the regular cut, he says, yeah, I could go get drunk with my fat manager, but like, I think I'm going to go like or I could like get a bunch of invitations to awesome parties from all of you people. And
like Elton John. Elton John calls. I'm like, here we go.
And then Elton John's on the phone. He's like, yeah, send an embarrassingly large car and I'll be there. It's awesome.
And then we get sad manager. So now
he just called him fat again. Like, come on.
So now I went into went into another like mini montage of kind of catching up all the characters here. But
okay,
I think you had something different though.
There's a Martin Freeman scene. Okay. So this one, they're not naked anymore. This is, I think, where they just cut it because it wouldn't make sense to you because all the other ones were naked.
Yeah.
This is after the date that they went on. So him and his co-star there or whatever I don't know, whatever they're doing, the position holders, he said.
Sure. Yeah.
They went on a date. She kisses him and it's like, all I want for Christmas is you. It's like very wholesome. So that's kind of the funny juxtaposition is like,
it's their porn.
They're sex workers. Yeah. Right. And they're like, oh, well, I just want a sweet kiss from you. And then he like jumps down the stairs like from the trailer and goes like, right. It's adorable. And then that's the end of that scene. Then we come back to Jamie, and Uncle Jamie is the lonely guy.
I grouped this all again, like I said, like kind of like a quick montage because it was basically catching us up where everyone was, right? So we get Jamie, aka Colin Firth, showing up to a family party, but he's like, I can't do it. He skips out on it, basically, right? And he's just like,
he shows up, and they're like, Uncle Jamie's here, hooray! And he's like, actually, I gotta go. And then they're like, I hate Uncle Jamie.
It's like fucking Uncle Jamie.
Which is wicked funny. They might actually say "fuck Uncle Jamie" in the version I watched.
And then we cut to the office where Laura Linney's yet again working late. Carl's also working late again. Carl just walks by and
uncomfortable around each other since the scene.
Yes, and which makes no sense. It's like whatever. He just wishes her Merry Christmas, and then they move on. And then we cut to Hugh Grant.
Well,
for me,
before you cut that, then we end with her calling her brother. That's how she wraps that scene. She calls her brother, who she calls Babe.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And asks if it's all party over at the psych ward. Look, what a weird, what a weird scene.
That's all weird. That's weird. That's a weird family dynamic there. Yeah.
Hey, babe. So All party over there.
So that's how it is in their family. And then we cut to Hugh Grant, I think, reading. He opens up a box and just starts reading.
Well, yeah.
He opens up a box,
and there's a note on the box that says, "Here's some stuff for you to read."
Yeah.
Okay, what?
I was so I was like, did I miss something? It was like, he just opens the box. He's like, stuff for you to read.
Yeah. It's a box of Christmas cards. We'll find out in 5 minutes. But
in the moment, it's just like, this makes what is this?
Very confusing. Yeah.
And then we get a quick shot of Laura Linney's Sarah visiting her crazy brother, spending Christmas with him.
Well, there's a quick cut right in between where we get to Liam Neeson's house again. And he's like trying to get the kid to eat dinner. He's like, "Hey kid, like you got to eat dinner." And he's like, "Oh no, I'm practicing." And then he's like, "Check the sign on the door. It says I'm not hungry." And then it cuts to the hospital. It's a stupid scene, but he's like, he's practicing something. Is he getting good on the drums? I don't know.
All right, so then we cut to the classic, the scene of all scenes. This is the moment.
Did you catch the thing here in this scene? The content, the thing that changes the entire scene.
Oh yeah. The fatso thing.
Yes. So they made that just for the trailer. That's so infuriating. All right. So listener, we're cutting to, this is the awful stereotypical scene. Andrew Lincoln shows up, Mark, at his friend's house to steal his wife from him, basically.
Pretty much.
Knocks on the door.
It's like everyone knows that, right? Like this is like,
it's really fucked up. Yeah. And then, knocks on the door. She goes to answer it. Peter goes, "Who's at the door?"
Yeah.
And he holds up a sign that's like,
all of a sudden he's like a jerk fucking husband. He's like, "I'm going to put on the game really loud. Who's at the fucking door?"
Yeah.
And she's like,
"It's carolers."
Well, because he's like,
"Say it's carolers." And so that guy's like, I hate carolers. I'll turn the game up. Yeah. I thought we were Team Peter earlier. Yeah. So then we read through the whole set of cards here. This is the scene that anyone who's ever seen this movie knows the scene. Yeah. When he's like playing a little jukebox thing outside and they're reading
anything moment. Yeah.
Reading the card. It's terrible. But in the trailer, the first two cards say, "Merry Christmas, Fatso," and she laughs. Mm-hmm. She's not even the one that anyone calls fat in the whole movie. It's it's the other girl. Like,
it's the other. Yeah, it's everyone else.
It's everyone else. It's literally everyone else except for her. No one ever calls her fat, and then it's like it's way weirder, and it's not funny. Like, why would you change it for the trailer that way? Like, don't show that scene in the trailer. Is the best way to do that, right?
That doesn't make any sense.
So then he walks away. He's like, "Merry Christmas. Smell you later."
Blah, blah. You're perfect to me. But those are still the same cards I play, which everyone loves, right?
Too long.
But it's basically him professing the love to her, but also saying like, "Hey, it's all good right?"
I don't think it was even really that. I think it was I think he was doing the last ditch to try and get her.
Yeah.
Like, I think he was trying to ruin Peter's life.
Yeah, but there's also the weird one because like, so then after he does that, he walks away and then she comes running after him and just gives him a quick kiss and then runs back. But like, that's it. That's the end of that whole.
And they're all friends. Yeah. Well, then they come back again at the end and they're all friends. No one ever mentions it again. Poor Peter has no clue that his best friend kissed his wife and did this whole creepy scene where he didn't call her a fatso, which is. Yeah.
And videotaped her all. What the fuck, man?
It's so weird. I hate this movie. There's nothing romantic about this movie at all.
No, so we're getting close here. We're getting to the big montage here. So then we cut to what I got was we cut to the manager's flat. I don't forget his name. Yep. I don't know if we got his name, but
Joe.
And Billy Mack shows up.
Yeah, his flat is covered in records from their career together. Yeah. He's watching a Billy Mack video on the TV. Like, you can tell he really, loves his buddy.
I probably also made up a ton of money.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But it's also like he's not living like Billy Mack is. Like he's
no. And they're definitely
he didn't
friends.
Make him a ton of money. Yeah,
but he's been there since the beginning. They're close. Yes. Like yeah. Billy Mack shows up with a bottle of champagne.
Goes through a whole spiel about how he realized you're the love of my life after all, Fat Joe. And he makes a bunch more fat jokes. Like he's like, you fat piece of shit, but I love you. I love you.
Pretty much. And even Joe makes a gay joke about like, oh, so you went to an old John party and now what? You're gay all of a sudden,
right? Yeah, because it's 2003 and life is horrible. Because Billy's like, you're the love of my life. I finally figured it out. We've had a wonderful life together, haven't we? Huh?
Yeah.
The most romantic thing, they end the scene with, "Let's get pissed and watch porn." So they do.
Probably the best character arc we have there.
Yeah, I'm glad for that. I'm glad for both.
Meanwhile, back with the Prime Minister. So it
was Christmas cards.
It's Christmas cards.
We figured it out.
So he's reading Christmas cards and he comes across a special note from Natalie, who's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm actually yours. And he's like, oh.
With love, actually. And he's like, Billy, get me a car.
And this is this is equivalent to the Chase to the Airport, which we do have, but this is the other one where
we're getting there. Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. He doesn't actually know where she lives, which is kind of weird because he is a prime minister. Couldn't he not find out where she lives?
Yes. A lot of factors here. Like he could totally have figured that out, but he knew the street from the time that she told him the street. Remember?
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, I guess the only solution here is to knock on every door. Like, yep, the most logical thing to do is let's just knock on every door. So they're knocking on all the doors. They meet an old lady who's like, aren't you the prime minister? And he's like, y'all. Then he gets to another door where there's a bunch of little kids that answer, and they're like, are you a caroler? And he's like, no, I'm the prime minister. And they're
straight
like,
from the trailer.
Are you going to sing for us? And he's like,
oh my God.
No, I'm the prime minister. And they're like, sing for us. And he's like, okay. Because let's add a few extra minutes to this movie. Why not?
Brutal.
So he starts singing. The guy that's with him is very talented.
His driver, he's crushing it, right?
Yeah. The kids dance. They open more doors. Finally, he stumbles across someone who says, Natalie, she lives next door.
Yeah, the person is Mia.
Oh, I thought it was Mia. Okay, I wasn't 100% sure. And she's like, are you the prime? And he's like, yep. All right, Natalie's next door. So goes next door, knocks on the door. It's a huge family. He's like, am I at the right place? Is Natalie here? And we get Natalie coming down the stairs. Where the fuck is my fucking coat?
I didn't get that. Oh, man.
You didn't get that?
No, of course I didn't. I get the TV edit. It was like, where's my coat?
Yeah, she goes, where the fuck is my fucking coat? And then she's like, oh, Mr. Prime Minister, sir. And her whole family's like, oh yeah, the Prime Minister's here, blah, blah, blah. We're about to go to this big concert. Isn't it going to be jolly good time? And that's when we get like, the octopus costume's taken me months. It's got a lot of legs, David.
It is an octopus, so we got that right. Okay, right. Yeah, and yeah, we get the whole family.
So then he's like, oh, I needed Natalie on state business. Her parents are like, okay, makes sense to us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But you're making us late for the concert, which... At this point, everyone should have figured out that the concert is the kids' concert is a culmination of all of the families.
So we thought. There's more scenes after that. I thought that was going to be the end of the movie. So they use the police escort from the prime minister to get to the concert in time.
Yeah.
They stuff the whole family in like 2 police cars, and then he gets to ride with the octopus kid and Natalie in his limo.
There's a scene from the trailer which we thought was like, oh, it's Hugh Grant's kid.
It's mom and dad. Yeah.
It's not.
Nope. And he's like, oh, wait, that was a short ride. While Natalie's like, I love you. They show up to the destination, and he's like, the kid's like, I gotta go octopus. And the dad, and Hugh Grant's like, oh, yeah, I guess that was a short ride, huh? And she's like, did you hear me? I just said I love you.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to go to the concert with you. I can't. I'm too famous. I'm the prime minister. And she's
that
like,
makes sense.
Give me a second. So then she runs inside, and this is when we get Martin Freeman. So yeah, and she runs into the arena here and runs past Martin Freeman, who's with the woman that he's been dating now, apparently, and another couple. And they're like, hey, where did you meet again? And you're like, they're sex workers, so they can't talk about it comfortably.
And that's it. That's why their storyline can just be cut, because
they're also there, but they're just as viewers, I guess. So we cut back to Jamie, who I thought was catching a cab, but apparently not. He's like having a hard time catching a cab.
Oh yeah. Right. I don't know where is he? Arizona, France, Portugal? No, he's like where is he?
I think he's about to be in Portugal.
Okay.
It's not clear. So
let's move on.
Back at the concert. Yeah. Prime Minister Natalie comes over. She's like, hey, I got us backstage. Let's go. And he's like, I don't know. That seems like not a good idea. And she's like, no, trust me. All of a sudden, like Emma Thompson runs into them backstage.
Straight from the trailer. This is the moment where, like, when a trailer trash, I think we were like, oh, this is kind of weird. Is like Emma married to him and like, 20 years ago. Yeah. No, they're brother, sister. He's older brother, which definitely
you
in real life.
Mom.
I did?
In trailer trash, you were like, "Oh no, it's definitely his mom," and I was like, "I don't know. I thought it was a wife."
I don't think I said mom. No way.
Well, listeners, go back and check the tape.
And then we get the awkward moment of Emma Thompson basically calling out her brother in front of Natalie, being like, if you 20 years ago, he'd be all over you, and
don't let him try anything on you, basically is what it was. This horrible. Well, because she kind of alludes to that. She's like, well, I've never been gladder to see you, big bro. Like, I'm having a real rough time here. And he's like, please go away. I'm trying to have sex with this woman.
Leave me alone.
And then he's like, this is Natalie, the catering manager. Oh, that's how it is.
She brings him food, and that's about it.
And then basically Natalie ends that scene with, don't try something, sir, just because it's Christmas.
The old leverage. Because it's Christmas. Remember, listener. Hey, you know what?
Christmas. Anything goes.
Subscribe and review. It's Christmas.
All dudes, no rules. It's Christmas.
That's how it works. It's Christmas. Do what we say. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas. And we're at the kids' concert. They're doing their thing.
Everyone from the movie is here, like Russ said earlier.
Yeah. Everyone's kind of converged.
They pan around to show you, just so you can be clear, in case you were worried.
Yeah, and then that one random guy who pops up on the microphone who is in a bunch of British movies and shows.
Oh, yeah, you look familiar.
I meant to look him up, but I didn't, so I don't care.
Okay. That tall, skinny guy from The Thing.
Yeah, with the ears.
Oh, ears for days. And the scarf. Yeah, he's always got a scarf, I feel like.
And then we get, now we get to the concert, right? The big thing. So we got Liam's kid, Sep kid, on drums. He's
not yet. We get the reveal of this girl singing phenomenally. Which it's a big reveal for the drums. It's like takes a second here.
It's true. You're right. But
give the listeners the build up.
You're right. So the girl Joanna who's singing does in real life is a singer.
Right.
This is the big all I want for Christmas number.
We get the reveal that this is Joanna. This is the famous Joanna that we've been talking about the whole time.
Yep.
And that's when we get the curtain raised.
Not Liam's dead wife, but
ex-late dead wife. But his stepson's crush, exactly,
who is also named after his mother.
Right.
Who's
named after his mother. Yes.
Right? Is that did I say that
tracks? Yep. The kid shreds on drums now all of a sudden. Who knew?
He's no Ringo, but he's fine.
You're right. That's a great when you're right. We should take a second. Acknowledge he's no Ringo. Try a little hard.
And then so we get the big number. Everyone's fired up and he's playing the drums. Things are happening. Things are fucking doing good. Everyone's happy. Everyone's clapping. Everyone's fired up. And then we get the
there's
curtain.
Too much of this. Everyone claps too much.
Yeah. I was like, okay. And then the big curtain opens up, and then because behind the scenes at the same time, there's a lot of cutting between band, Joanna, drums, Liam, fan, Prime Minister now making out with Natalie, T-Girl. And then curtain opens up and we get the Prime Minister and Natalie making out.
Yep.
Headlines. It's going to be right on page 3.
Yep. And then everyone stands and claps.
I'm sorry. It's page 6. It's
like TMZ. It's
TMZ, but I think there's more.
But British.
Yeah, there's more to it though. Yeah. No, it's fucking terrible.
Was that the Bat Kid?
Jesus.
Remember the Bat Kid?
Yeah.
That used to be a thing, like National Enquirer.
Poor kid. He was a bat. He was a kid. It happens. Anyway, so
they're making out. Everyone stands and claps again. It's even more awkward.
Everything's awkward. He's like, well, we should, just bow.
Yeah. Joanna's finishing up her song here. So Joanna points at Sam. And he's like, what? And then she points at everyone. And he's like, oh. And then that's the end. That's kind of like the end of that. Everyone stands and claps again. Everything's over. We go to after the show, right?
Oh, boy. Here we go. You guys ready? Here, we're fired
up.
I tell us under the big wrap-up montage. So we get the post-kids concert. We get Emma calling out the necklace purchase on Alan here. Yikes. Oof. I thought it was going to turn around. He was like, no, I'm a fool. And I was like, oh, I thought he was going to turn around. And he'd be like,
yep,
no.
That's right too.
No, but we already know the necklace is on the other girl anyways. So
Emma Thompson's like, what would you do if you were in my position? And he's like, what are you talking about? She's like, if your husband bought a gold necklace for, say, his secretary, and you're wondering to yourself, is it just sex? Is it love? Is it the worst case scenario, it's love, but like, what would you stay? What would you do? And he's like, I'm Severus Snape. And she's like, or would you cut and run? And then she walks away. He's like, I'm a classic fool. And she's like, well, you made a fool out of me too. Don't you know?
So that's a super depressing ending there.
Yep.
And then we cut to Liam and Sam. Liam's giving Sam a pep talk about going after the girl he loves.
Yeah. Because Sam's like, it didn't work.
Really want to take her.
She pointed at everyone.
Yeah. This is so he gives him a pep talk and like, all right, you got to go find, catch her, whatever. And this is when we run into Claudia Schiffer there, the model.
Well, right before that, that's when the boy decides, hey, Dad, let's go get the shit kicked out of us by love. Did you get that line?
No, because shit kicked. You can't put that on TV. Can't say that on TV.
Yeah, not a good line, but I just wanted to call it out.
No, but it's good. It's good, but it's not good. And this is where you see Claudia Schiffer, and this is, my son was in the play too, and like, oh. It only took 4 weeks for Liam Neeson to get over his wife, his dead wife that he's been with for 35 years, according to the slideshow.
Right. His late ex-dead wife that he has been with for his whole life, since high school sweethearts, basically.
It looked like it.
And the kids are stoked. They're like, oh, our parents are going to fuck.
Yeah. Nice. Done. Love strikes again. Cool.
Yeah. And Sam's like, Dad, like, don't you think you're going to do something about that? And he's like, don't be such an arse. And you're like, what?
Okay.
I hate this movie.
So they run out, right? And then they just miss Joanna. She's getting a car. She's going back to America.
Yeah. They're trying to chase after her.
Liam Neeson's like, hey, you know what? I have a certain set of skills. I've got a shortcut to the airport.
Yeah. Actual line from the movie.
Yeah.
I've got a shortcut to the airport.
No one does. That's bullshit. No one has a fucking... there's no shortcut to any airport I know of anywhere.
No, of course not. There's only one way to the airport. And she's got a big head start.
Massive head start.
I mean, I think that point is proven when we get to the airport in a few minutes here, because she's still way ahead of him.
Way ahead. And we also learn how to break rules at an airport in 2003.
Yeah. We'll get there.
It's a quick fast. All right. So now we cut to
Portugal.
Yeah, Portugal. Now
if you thought the movie was over a while ago, I'm with you, but it's not.
If you thought it should have been, we agree.
I'm with you.
It's not. Jamie shows up at his cleaning lady's house from Arizona / southern France, now in Portugal. Knocks on the door. Father answers like, hey, I'm in his shittiest Portuguese he could possibly ever do. He's like, I want to ask your daughter for her hand in marriage, which...
Right. And he's like, what?
What?
And we get a classic, oh, I meant the other daughter.
Yeah. He's like, oh, he brings up the other daughter who is like clearly not as attractive as the main one, Yeah.
She's a little chubby. If I were Richard Curtis.
And it's the wrong sister, of course. I don't know this Englishman. And then Dad's like literally like, I'll take her where she works. Don't worry about it.
And then it gets even better because they're like, gather everyone in Portugal basically to follow them as they're walking along towards.
So they're walking towards where she works. And then the entire town is just following them in classic, like Frankenstein kind of moment.
Classic Little Italy moment.
Everyone's
Frankenstein
involved.
/ Little Italy. Yeah. A lot of pitchforks.
A lot of pitchforks. Everyone's involved. A lot of conversation about how the dad is selling Aurelia to an English slave owner, that was kind of thrown in there. That was I didn't catch that. That was that was definitely.
I didn't have the subtitles.
That was definitely.
Oh no. Thais was like, I don't know exactly what they're saying, and I was like, okay, me neither.
Yeah, no,
Jesus, that's awful.
Because it's like the whole crowd trying to figure out what's going on, and then there was also a line thrown out there that they're bringing her to go kill her. And I was like, what? No, we didn't get any of that. That's really messed up. He attempted humor, and it was so bad. And then there was more fat shaming. I think from there's definitely more fat shaming from the dad to the other daughter, being like, "Hey, you're Dunkin' Donuts 2003 queen, whatever." And I was like, "What?"
We didn't get that either. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Don't know. Which is kind of weird that like they were making a New England reference there.
What? Yeah.
It was like it was like literally a Dunkin' Donuts reference.
That's so weird. I don't.
All right. And then we're at the airport because that's where everything
back to the airport. Like obviously the boy can't get in without a boarding pass, right? Because it's post 9/11. we just talked about it. We were really hung up on 9/11 a little earlier.
Yeah.
There's no way he can get through security, right?
Yeah.
Unless Mr. Bean shows up.
Oh, baby.
Oh, his physical comedy antics will get you through any security situation.
Right? You just have to wear a big jacket and,
The kid runs past him, obviously.
Yeah.
And security doesn't notice.
By the way, on Liam Neeson's advice, being like, I got a plan.
Yes.
I've got a plan.
Boy. Go, boy, go.
So Sam, literally, this is a child just running through all the security. He leaps through the metal detector over the security guard, jumps to that. I was like, I'm pretty sure he'd be, maybe even as a child, I think I was like, he might be shot on sight at this, but I don't know.
One, yes.
Well,
because he's bringing a bomb on the plane.
Well, hold on. We're in the UK. There's no guns over there, right?
No, real people have guns. Like security forces have guns. In the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Like,
all right.
People always say that. They're like, oh, like the cops, like regular, your average Bobby isn't walking around with a gun.
Yeah.
But like, they have like SWAT teams and stuff that are well-trained police forces. Yeah. And I bet at the airport security right after 9/11, it probably is more than this.
You wouldn't.
He's outrunning all of these adults. First of all, which what is he? 23? I don't know.
14, 23, 35.
But like, how did he get way faster than all these like trained security guys? First of all, and then he's just like running through the airport, still way far behind Joanna. I don't even know how he's following Joanna at this point, right? Like he's just running. How does he know where he's going?
I mean, there's only one flight out of Heathrow to America, and it's just England to America. So
right. Good point. Yeah, London to Milwaukee. Yeah. I'm familiar.
Right. It's someone
Colin.
How
could I be so foolish?
Come on, man. Like everyone knows everyone's from Milwaukee.
So he runs through. Yeah, he runs through. Do we already talk about how he ran through the metal detector?
Yeah, I covered that. Yeah.
He's running through everywhere.
He's still running. He's like Forrest running right at this point.
Right, exactly. And then we cut back to Portugal.
Yes.
Where everyone in town is going somewhere.
Oh, and yeah, that's right. They're still marching in the castle, and this is where the mutterings of him killing her, which I was like, wait, what?
Oh, okay.
This is where that happens. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're back in the airport. Yeah.
Back to the airport. Security's looking everywhere for him. All of a sudden, we see Billy get naked on the TV, like he promised, in the airport security.
Yeah.
And that's just the inspiration that Sam needs. He's like, if that rock star can be naked on TV, I can go tell Joanna how I feel about her.
I can see that old man's biscuits on TV in his tea bags. Fuck it.
So he runs and finds Joanna, and she says, Sam. And he's like, I didn't even know you knew my name. And I'm like, Classic. You haven't gotten that far yet? You've done all of this, and you didn't even know that she knew your name?
Dude,
come on, Sam.
What are you doing?
Have a little self-respect. And then promptly security arrives, obviously, and escorts him from the terminal.
Finally, they catch up to him. Useless.
Yeah.
Classic.
And they don't even show the big moment where presumably he tells her how he feels, right?
No, they just cut to him with a big smile on his face, and security guards literally carrying him out and just dropping him off and then walking away. Like
in the airport, like 20 feet away. They're like, oh, well, here you go, boy. Nice try.
You snuck away from us that one time, but we'll get you next time.
Don't do it again. You're a mad lad.
Oh, you're a mad lad. But yeah, that scene just didn't make any sense at all. But like all the music, by the way, is like we're all building it. Like the music is we're triumphant music. Everyone's winning right now, right? And then at this moment when Sam is sitting there and he goes up to his stepdad, Liam Neeson, they're all smiles. Joanna comes running out of nowhere from all the way down from that gate that goes to Milwaukee all the way back, the entire stretch, which by the way, it was a solid 2 miles.
And outside of the secure area, she's got to go through security again now.
Yeah.
If it were America.
You're not
Speaking from the Milwaukee airport, like you go through security again after that.
And she comes up and she gives him a little kiss. And
he's like, this is the best. Papa! And Liam Neeson's like, did you kiss her, boy?
Did you kiss her? If you didn't, I'm your stepdad. Arr.
Yeah, Liam Neeson's a pirate.
All right, so now we're back in Portugal.
Finally back in Portugal.
I think Arizona. I think we're in Flagstaff, Arizona.
I love Flagstaff. Beautiful city.
It's great. Good time. Good time.
Good observatory.
So we're here we are. and now the entire city of Portugal is now
at the restaurant.
Marched onto the restaurant where
she works, right?
Yeah, where she works. She's literally just trying to work a wage and live a life.
This is when Mater D here is like, oh yeah, Aurelia, she's the best employee we've got, right? Is that the same as the subtitles?
Yes.
So she's a waitress there. Stupid Uncle Jamie is like doing a bunch of Portuguese. And this is where Thais translated for me. I'm sure you probably have like the real subtitles.
I mean, it looked like he was not doing a good job because it was like all like kind of poorly broken up, but it was like it got the point across at least.
Yeah, exactly. Like he came here to ask. I mean, I wouldn't have got the point across if Thais wasn't sitting next to me because I didn't have the subtitles. So like, thank God Thais was there because otherwise I wouldn't have a scene to talk about.
That's what you get for being a pirate.
And he's basically just like, yeah, I came here to ask you to marry me. I know it's crazy. You don't know me very well. Sometimes things just become clear to me. I don't need to see proof. We can all just.
That's not how life works. You can't. What?
Apparently it does. He met her for what? 3 days? Unclear.
Yeah.
A week, I guess, maybe in Christmas time.
She literally cleaned up his mess and then got naked and jumped in a lake, and that was it. And he drove her home.
Right. And then you get the sister here interjecting, like, go to England. Don't stay here with your fat sister. She was like making fun of herself. It's like, I'm just the fat sister. You should go and live your life.
Yeah. Go to England and go meet Prince Harry because you can go marry him or something like that.
Does she say that? Oh,
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And then she's like, I know you're not crazy about me and I can't explain what you might be thinking. Like, what do you think of me? And the sister's like, just say yes. She says, yes, that would be nice in English.
And well, this is also where he goes to this big speech and he's like, I don't expect you to say yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But
see, that's I didn't get all the subtitles there. Yeah.
But come on, it's Christmas.
Oh my God. Really?
Yes. He's like, he literally just says like, but it's Christmas.
Of course you could say no.
She could, but you can't because it's Christmas.
You won't. Yep. Well, you could. Of course you could.
This is a manipulation move where you want someone just to do what you want them to do.
Correct.
You show up with a mob of people where they work, right?
Right.
Then you throw some crazy demand on them, which it's a pretty hardcore yes or no.
Yeah.
Then you leverage a local holiday as like, right. I mean,
but
you can't say no because it's Thanksgiving.
It's Christmas.
And then everyone stares at that person like, well, don't be a jerk. Yeah. So that's the entrapment sandwich. And she says yes. And in English, which makes me think that she knew English the entire time. So
well, no, I think she was studying too. I think that was part of she also learned English in a week. Like he learned Portuguese in a week.
All right. So that's over. So he wins. He wins getting
all of Portugal claps. Everyone stands and claps. The whole movie. Everyone's just like, yes.
As one. And then we're back at the airport because that's where every good rom-com ends, is at an airport, right?
Yep.
It's a new day. It's a new month.
1 month later.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Exactly 1 month later. Yeah.
It's 1 month later.
God only knows when I'd be with
So January 25th.
Right. We get all the Beach Boys.
And this is where we get everyone meets everyone kind of moment. Or all the people kind of mashed together. So we have Emma Thompson and Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman comes back and that marriage is over, but they seem to be
not over.
Kind of just surviving because of the kids.
Yep. Terrible.
Super depressing.
Real sad.
Liam Neeson and Claudia Schiffer, they're together and they're waiting for, I don't know who are they waiting for?
The friends, like the other people from the movie.
Oh, right. Because then
the other random characters from the movie.
Right. And then we get Colin, who is stuck in Milwaukee there, having a great time with American girls in Milwaukee. Did
you not have Billy with the manager? Because that was the first thing that happened. Was Billy? Okay,
oh,
no. Before anyone else, Billy's like,
who's Billy?
Hey, Joe, like I got Billy Mack.
Oh, no. He didn't show up at all.
Oh yeah, he was at the end for me. He was the first thing at the end where he shows up and he's like, Joe, bloke, and he's like, I thought you were doing crazy shit around the world, and he's like, yeah, I was, and like now we're best friends and we're still making money doing tours again.
Maybe I don't remember. I don't know. I just remember everyone that walked in front of the Apple iMac ad.
Okay.
Everyone came out and kept walking in front of that. I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. And then that's when you get everyone else.
So then we get two more big cameos though. So Colin who is in our Matthew Lillard lookalike UK, poor man's UK Matthew Lillard, He returns to his buddy who is the porn star director there.
Yep.
He shows back in the airport, and then he's like, "Oh, I came back with a friend."
I was gonna say right before that scene for me is when Martin Freeman is there.
Oh, I didn't get that. That was cut out.
Yeah. So Martin Freeman's like, he comes back, and that's when he meets up with his buddy, who's the porn director, and he's like, "Hey, look, buddy, I'm engaged now." And he's like, "Oh, no shit, you guys got together after the porn thing that we did?" And they're like, "Yeah, we sure did. Crazy." And then that's when it cuts to him,
to Colin, also coming in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And then did you catch the other two like random cameos? So Shannon Elizabeth showed up from American Pie.
Is that Harriet? Yeah.
She was a country. Yeah. And then Denise Richards, she pops in too because he's like, "Oh, I brought a friend.
I brought my sister. She's real friendly." Like, ew, gross.
Jesus. And then the Optimus Prime minister shows up in the same airport because that's where he travels through.
He gets Natalie, who he kisses, and says, "God, you weigh a lot." Did you catch that?
I didn't catch that.
And like they both kind of smirk at each other. He's like, "God, you weigh a lot," when he like kisses her at the end. And then she's like, "You."
What?
Yes.
That's like the worst thing ever to say to anyone, period.
I know.
I didn't even catch that.
"God, you weigh a lot."
Oh my God. That's so terrible. Oh my God. Okay. I missed that. Oh.
And that's the end. Like then it's just like a montage of people.
And then it cuts to all the real people hugging at real airports.
Horrible.
The end.
What a horror. That's the last line of the movie. "God, you weigh a lot."
What the fuck? What a piece of shit. Richard Curtis. What the fuck's wrong? Like,
I don't know why. So
why
are you like this?
Why are you writing all these things about what's your problem with women and being quote unquote fat? Which none of these women are fat, by the way.
No.
Like, not even fucking close.
So that's the whole movie. Then it's like there's a bunch of stupid credit scenes like in between the credits where I couldn't even tell what it was.
I shut it off.
I think it's more like people hugging at airports kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, we did it. We made it. And this is it. This is the end. This is our holiday special.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, whatever holidays you're into.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. I mean, Happy New Year, everyone. We'll see you next year.
Yeah.
100 episodes is coming up soon, so stay tuned.
Yep.
Special.
I think
another special.
Are we doing Twilight?
Yeah, we're going to wrap up our Twilight series. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We're wrapping up the Twilight series by doing Breaking Dawn Part 1.
Yeah. It's been good. It's been a good year.
I'm grateful for you.
Yeah.
It's not Thanksgiving, but
it's fine.
I'm thankful for you, buddy. You know?
Yeah, man. Likewise. It's been a good year here at ITMT. We've done a lot.
Yeah, we've done a lot.
And
too many terrible movies.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next year.
Oh, is it at that point? Yeah, I guess so, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back next year with a new movie. Trailer Trash, and then Part 1, and then episode 100. So 2022, fired up. But in the meantime, you should follow us on Instagram. It's This Meets That, and then we're ITMTPod on Twitter, and then wherever you are listening to us right now, you should subscribe.
And after you subscribe or follow, you should write a review because it only takes you a second, and it provides us a lifetime of happiness, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, do that. We'd love it. Send us anything ever, really. I won't give our address out this episode, maybe next episode. I think that offer still stands, though. Like I said at the end of Part 2 last time around, if you write us a review and you send us an email to it's thismeetsthat@gmail.com with a screenshot of your review, I'll send you something. I got something special in the works for us, pal. Yeah. So
glitter ITMT bomb, merch. $1, who knows?
Yep. It's a glitter bomb. Or you can
gumball machine, 25-cent item. Who knows? Like a little football helmet from
it's not related to the podcast, but it'll be something. Or you can just go to the website and find the rest of our episodes. Listen to those instead, because we'd appreciate that too. It's thismeetsthat.com.